Hello and welcome to another video. I know this is the first video in a few months. Anyway, so you probably don't recognize this Macintosh that I have in front of me, and that is because a few months ago, I say a few months, it's probably back in like December or November, I'm not sure. I bought this Macintosh a while ago, and I'm only just now getting around to playing around with it. So really, first things first is I want to install Snow Leopard onto it. So I have the USB drive in the machine. So let's start it up and install Snow Leopard. And it did come with the original keyboard and mouse. Both of which need to be cleaned. But yeah. So yeah, I just bought this Macintosh, and I've actually wanted a polycarbonate iMac for some time now, but this is the first time I've actually been able to own one. I'm actually not sure how long it's going to take to get to the installer screen, so I'm going to stop recording and come back when it gets to the installer. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Well, here it is installing. All it took was a different, all it really took was a different installer image. But, so I'm gonna let this install, and then I'll come back to this tomorrow because it is rather late here right now. So I'll see you tomorrow, and we should have a fresh installation of macOS 10 Snow Leopard. So it is now tomorrow, so let's give ourselves a nice first boot. And I don't normally, yeah. This is possibly the most important experience of any macOS 10 installation from a specific time period. I don't normally film first boots, but I figured with macOS 10 it's all necessary because you get this. So I will set this up, get this all updated and configured how I like it, and then at the end of the video I will come back and show this completed setup, because I do have another part that I need to film before showing off this completed setup. Well, here you see sort of fully configured. Not entirely fully configured because I haven't done anything with the dock or anything, but I'm going to get this second bit done before I finish configuring Snow Leopard, because configuring macOS 10 is a breeze. What isn't a breeze, though, is configuring Windows. And what I'm going to do is I am going to I grow weary of your antics. Let's see what's wrong. There shouldn't be anything wrong. I'll tell you what, I don't actually need Boot Camp. It just, like the Boot Camp Assistant, it just helps download the drivers and stuff, which I already have on a USB flash drive. So I am going to split in two. I'm going to give, I'm just going to give it 50 gigs of free space. So now I can apply. And then while it's partitioning, let's see. Seriously? Okay then. I do have another idea. I'll be back. Okay, so yeah, just as I expected. This had line on it before, and I was lazy when formatting this the first time and only formatted the Macintosh HD partition and not the Lion, not the entire disk. So this still has the Lion recovery partition on it. So I can partition the disk if I boot into the Lion recovery, most likely. Hopefully. If not, then I'll just have to see if deleting the Lion recovery partition helps anything. Maybe. If I need to reinstall, it won't be too big a deal, but it would be sort of a bummer. Oh yeah, it looks like it will boot, so let's see, disk utility. Honestly, this is a pretty useful thing to have, even if it is sort of annoying. To just like have this random partition. But partition. $50 GB and free space. Let's try that. Awesome. So yeah, this is actually working, and it is doing quite well. And as you can see, I actually already have the Windows disk inserted, because I can probably just couldn't unmount the disk. There we go. Now let's try. And honestly, if I need to just like if I mess up the you know, partition table on this, it's not too big a deal, because it was already sort of messed up anyway, because I was lazy, and so now we have this hidden partition. But hopefully manually unmounting it will help, because for some reason, like, disk utility has become less and less capable over the years. It's literally already unmounted. Okay, let me try removing the recovery partition. I'll be back either with the reinstalled system or where I like just format the entire disk, or I'll be back booting Windows. Okay, so update. The Lion recovery partition failed. So then I wanted to try this. I was about to erase the entire disk, but then I thought, just for grins, let's try. So I tried. That worked. No idea why this, the installer actually worked when everything else failed, but it did. So now, if I'm not mistaken, I can just set the startup disk as the Windows installer, and then it will hopefully reboot into Windows, the Windows installer. I will say though, the fact that I'm filming this on the floor, an old Mac is in front of me, and with how many weird problems I'm having, Zora seems like this should be a Draga 1 video. Only thing that's missing is SSDs. But I do plan to put an SSD in this. An SSD upgrade would definitely be great. Oh, hey! It's actually working. So, yeah, as you can see, a window's right above me, so it's creating cool patterns in the polycarbonate of the iMac. But I'm gonna let this run and then come back when it's booted into Windows setup, because yeah, this generally takes a few minutes. So ironically, unlike most tech channels, I feel like I don't install XP that much. I've actually only installed it twice on camera, and I've really only even installed it like 3 times in real life. It's just, I'll admit, it's not something that I find myself gravitating towards. I have issues with XP, but it's still a pretty good operating system, all things considered. It's, you know, like, it's really good. You sort of have to mess with it a little to get it to, like, to get the most out of it, but it works really well when you do. So anyway, because I am because I haven't installed it that much, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the entire setup on camera. Let's see. It's not seeing the unpartitioned space, but oddly enough, it's seeing the flash drives. Let me reboot and see what I'm just gonna boot into the Leopard, or the, not Leopard, the Lion recovery partition to see what's up with them. Or unless it actually just wiped the recovery partition, which is fine. Oh, you know, that might actually be the issue. 1068 probably didn't want to touch the disk because it was after recovery partitions became a thing. But the 1063 installer that I had was fine with it because, you know, there was literally like, it had no knowledge of recovery partitions as of yet. So let me just see what I can do. Well, here we go. There it is. That is the that is what we want. I just had to format it from within Mac OS 10. Let's see. You know, I'm actually not sure what I want to do with this because it's like, I mean, honestly, formatting as NTFS would be probably good. $40 gigs, Partition 3 bootcamp, yep. So I have no idea how long this is going to take. Oh, and it's done. So yeah, now it's on to file copying, which can take a while, so I'll be back when this is finished and rebooting into the second stage of the setup, which it's quite interesting when you think about how Windows setup compares to like Linux and Mac OS setup, because Windows always has like a multi-stage setup where it like reboots multiple times, while Linux and Mac OS generally, although I think CD-based Mac OS installers sometimes reboot in the middle of the installation, but for the most part, what I've seen, no, macOS also reboots in the middle of the installation, now that I think about it, depending on what version you're installing and how it's being installed. Sometimes it reboots. By the way, yeah, I'll be back when this is all finished. Okay, so let's hit enter, and then I'm actually not sure what happens now. Like, I'm hoping it won't like boot off. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so yes, now it's going to boot from the hard drive. And there we go. So now setup should continue if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, setup should continue. And then I have bootcamp drivers and updates. I have drivers and bootcamp updates both on flash drives. By the way, so yeah, now we are installing booted from the hard drive, and yeah, I'll be back when we get the first boot. Okay, so the installation is finishing. I think it probably just finished, and now it's rebooting. So now we're gonna get the first boot. Now, a funny thing here, I'm 95% certain this won't have sound, so we won't get to hear the XP intro music. Apparently it's a thing where like people never knew that XP had intro music because sound driver support was so bad. Like, you know, XP just didn't support many sound chipsets and stuff out of the box. So it'll be interesting to see. It would be really ironic if a Mac of all things had proper sound support when like PCs made during the release of Windows XP didn't. So I guess just doing some first-time hardware setup stuff. And yeah, I hear no sound. I don't need automatic updates because Microsoft does not give out updates anymore. First, welcome. I always forget that Windows XP starts you out with the start menu open. But anyway. So yeah. Windows XP. There's the specs, and I'm not even gonna bother with blurring out the name or the not the name, the product key. Just for fun, let's see. Oh yeah. So I have Boot Camp on this USB drive. I have the Boot Camp files, so I'm gonna install those drivers, updates, get all configured how I like, and then I'll be back. And so here we have the completed configuration. I don't quite know what I'll be using this for yet, so I don't have much installed, or at least much on the dock. I want to use it for audio work eventually, but I don't really have any place set up, so right now the dock is pretty bare, but yeah, this is Snow Leopard running on my iMac. It's a late 2006 iMac 5,2. Pretty standard, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 1.83 gigahertz processor. And then, let's see if I can do this without entering a password. I can. I'm gonna restart with Windows on Boot Camp, which is the volume name I gave it. And so yeah, you'll see in a second that also works. And then what's funny is I was actually going to try putting Windows XP on my 2008 MacBook, because I think that would be cool. But this thing won't boot from disks. Like, it just won't boot from Windows install media, and I don't know why. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm just really rather excited and rather happy that this is, you know, that I'm actually getting to use this, and you'll be seeing another video about this, because there's still more applications to install. I want to try out some games on this. I've actually already installed some games on this, some games that I played as a child, so that will be fun to try out. And I want to get some more games on this as well. I, of course, already have Toho and stuff on here as well. But so here's XP starting up. What new hardware did it find? Because interesting. But anyway, yeah. And then yeah. So this is Windows XP on my 2006 iMac. And it, of course, wouldn't be a video of mine without my test CD playing us out. So let me just put that in. I'll choose to play it in VLC. I could play in Windows Media Player, but I like VLC better, honestly. The audio control keys aren't working for some reason. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is actually really exciting for me, because I've never actually had a computer that's been boot camped with Windows that I have kept boot camped. So, you know, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day.